first time in chess history, two players walked away as co-world champions. Was it two evenly matched players who deserved to share the title, or did it break the very essence of competitive chess itself?
No.
No
way. No way.
Or maybe, there's something even bigger at play here. Hello, it's me, and I hope you're ready for some chess drama.
Very, very strange. I wonder if this had all had to do with the jeans controversy?
Accusations are flying. Match fixing, abuse of power, and debates about whether Magnus Carlsen, the most venerated player in modern history, has become bigger than the game itself. So, what exactly happened? Magnus Carlsen and Jan Nepomniachtchi have a long history. They've been rivals since they were kids, playing each other countless times, including the 2021 World Championship. Fast forward to the 2024 World Blitz Chess Championship, where after 21 exhausting rounds, Magnus and Jan are tied for first. They faced off in tiebreaks, played 4 games, and tied 2-2. According to the rules, they were supposed to continue playing until somebody won.
A dramatic twist. After making draw after draw after draw in the playoffs, Magnus Carlsen and Jan Nepomniachtchi have requested to split the golden prize and both be tied first.
Magnus suggested sharing the title. Nepo, who's never before won a world championship despite coming very close, agreed, and so did FIDE, the global chess governing body. This was a first in chess history. 2 champions? A lot of people were upset, and not just about the decision itself, but for what it means for chess as a sport.
This shouldn't even be a discussion. The arbiter should go there and he should show them the rules, and he should say, play until you have a winner.
Things can happen.
They have someplace to go? There's a flight to catch?
But this is just like, I cannot really be okay with this. I can't. Even as much as I respect Magnus, this is not okay.
To really understand why this decision is so controversial, you need to know a little bit about FIDE. They've been running international chess since the 1920s. They manage the rating system, award titles like Grandmaster, and organize all major events, including the World Championships. But FIDE hasn't exactly been a fan favorite. Over the years, they've gotten a reputation for being stuck in the past, rigid, and have had their fair share of controversies, from allegations of corruption to financial mismanagement to decisions that were just very confusing.
The chess governing body FIDE has sparked anger after it partners with a breast enlargement company, Motiva, to sponsor women's chess. Motiva said they misread the contract and thought they were sponsoring women's chests.
Recently though, FIDE's been turning things around. They made their finances public, they've been increasing the prize pool for female players, they've been modernizing by allowing online tournaments during the pandemic, and even partnering with chess.com. But just 4 days before Magnus and Nepo shared the title, FIDE found itself involved in another controversy, Jeansgate.
Take me through what just happened.
FIDE fined Magnus $200 for wearing jeans because apparently it violated their dress code. This is the actual dress code. Magnus requested to change the following day so that he wouldn't lose focus during the tournament. FIDE said no, and he withdrew as a matter of principle.
They can enforce their rules, that's fine by me, and my response is that fine, then I'm out, like, f you.
This put pressure on FIDE. Fans were also on Magnus' side, and FIDE ended up bending their rules to let him back in. Usually, when a player withdraws, they're not allowed back into the tournament. So when the co-championship decision happened just days later, people couldn't help but wonder, is FIDE just giving special treatment to their biggest star?
What even is the point? If Magnus can do anything he wants and anything, like, why are there any rules at all?
This decision caused a lot of backlash, and it didn't help when a clip surfaced of Magnus and Nepo casually talking about drawing indefinitely to force the organizer's hand.
If they refuse, we can just make sure.
Magnus later said it was just a joke and that the real issue was the lack of clear tiebreaks. FIDE's CEO, Emil Sutovsky, after saying that the decision was very bad though, clarified that this video only surfaced after FIDE had made their decision. FIDE's president, Arkady Djorkovic, who shares the same federation as Nepo, was ultimately the one who approved the decision. To be fair, quick draws are super common in high-level chess. Just earlier in the same tournament, the top 8 players agreed to take quick draws to secure their spot in the knockout stage. So it's not crazy to think that Magnus and Nepo were exhausted and just making casual jokes. That being said, it's hard to imagine that FIDE would have made this decision had it been anyone other than Magnus. But while most people were against the decision, some understood it. If neither player could win decisively after all those games, why not just recognize both? It puts the competitors first rather than the audience. Magnus and Nepo even explained during a press conference that it felt cruel for one of them to take first and the other to take second after how evenly matched they had been.
I thought at that point it would have been very, very cruel on both of us if we, you know, that one gets first and the other gets second. And so I thought it would be a, you know, a reasonable solution.
And they're not wrong. Chess tiebreaks can be brutal. In the 1984 World Championship, Kasparov and Karpov played 48 games over 5 months. Karpov lost 10 kilograms and the match was eventually paused due to health concerns with no winner declared. But there is an alternative. Most events use Armageddon as a last resort. Here's how it works. White typically gets more time, usually 5 minutes. Black gets less time, usually 4 minutes, but if it's a draw, black wins. It's not perfect. Some players say it gives black an unfair advantage, others that it's less about skill and more about nerves, but still, it guarantees a decisive result, and many watching would have preferred this instead of the co-championship.
You can privately agree to split the money, I don't know, to cut the, you know, the award in half and store each of you to your half, but you have to battle it out.
You have to.
That's my bottom line.
You have to battle it out.
For most people, the shared title felt wrong. Magnus himself has said that short time formats like Blitz are pure sport. And in sports, there is a winner. It's what gives the game meaning. And it's not just what the audience wants, but it's what the other competitive players are fighting for. I asked a grandmaster who competed in the same tournament what he thought.
It goes against the very basic idea of the competition itself, and now what we have is some kind of peace agreement that honestly I find a disgrace to any sport that would do this, and especially to the one that I am practicing. I just consider it both cowardly and completely morally unacceptable as a top-level competitor.
He said he might get in trouble for saying that, but it's okay because he always sticks to his principles. And on that note, what precedent does this decision set? Or worse, if it doesn't set one, how is it fair to players who have been in similar situations, exhausted, but weren't able to share a title? All right, I have a few concluding thoughts. FIDE, for all its faults, has been pretty good at responding to feedback. Some changes, like letting players wear jeans, probably good. Other decisions, like changing a tiebreak rule mid-tournament to allow for co-champions during a world championship, probably not so good. And then there's Magnus. Let's be real. He's the coolest chess player out there. We need him. His popularity and excellence has obviously benefited chess and its culture. But if he is actually getting preferential treatment, that goes against the very ethos of competition itself. And you know what? I don't actually think Magnus is the most powerful one here. I think it's us, the hive mind. When Magnus walked out over jeans, the audience supported him. When he agreed to share the title, most people didn't. In the end, everybody makes mistakes, and I'm optimistic that if we continue the discourse between Magnus, Nepo, FIDE, the chess community, and the audience, we can help shape chess and put it towards a better trajectory for the future. With that in mind, please leave your thoughts and share this video with a friend if you think they might like it. Also, Magnus, if you're somehow watching this, I have one last message for you.
Remember, with great power comes great responsibility.